I'm not gonna be here for long. Baby, I wanna be in the sun. Like, what is that? Oh, that's the freaking middle of the thing. Let me just go back to my little corner. Wish I could be in the sun, but you know, we ain't quite made it yet, so the window still got the little bar in the middle. Can't wait till we get to that moment where we high rise, full window, full view.
Girls love Beyonce. Girls love to fuck with your conscience. Girls hate when niggas go.
What's poppin'? It's your girl Custom Zai back with another video. And today we are going to be talking about how to make time to draw, how to make time to make art. Yep. So a lot of people, like I just have a lot of conversations with people, and then also I just run into this problem with myself about finding time to make art. Obviously it's a harder thing to do than say, because I remember I had this conversation with my friend and it was like, you know, you just gotta like make time, like control time type shit. And like just hearing somebody say that it's kind of annoying, because it's like what? Do I look like God? Am I Jesus? Like I can't control time, especially when I have so much going on outside of just making art, and I have so much art to make or that I want to make. But then there's also like other stuff in life. Like, yes, I'm an artist and art is my life, but unfortunately I still have to do other things to function as a human being, you know. So yeah, so you just get caught up in everything, and it's hard to really find time to make art or whatever. So I'm just coming to y'all with a few tips on how to like start making time to make art or whatever. And this is just like a regular conversation. You could take it or leave it. I'm not necessarily saying that this is going to like work, but you can, you know, try to incorporate these things or keep these things in your mind, rolling around in your mind, so then it like will over time become easier to be able to allot time to make art. So something that I would consider doing is to change the way that you look at art making. And this is something that I'm currently like working on. I know when you start to pursue it as a career, you might end up getting a little burned out with it, or a little tired of it, or bored with or whatever. Me personally, I haven't gotten to that point. I don't really anticipate on getting to that point, but that might be the point that you're at. And then sometimes when you just like doing the same thing, working on the same things, like constantly having to create, sometimes you do end up getting a little jaded with the process. So you need to fall in love with the process again. That's quite literally what I mean by that. Like, and that's what I'm trying to do, because I do love making art and I love the process, and it is something that, like, you know, that's why I'm pursuing it as a career. Because when you do something for money or whatever that you don't really like look at as work, as like a job, like it's not something that's like, oh, I gotta go to work, I gotta do this, I gotta da. Like, it's something that you actually enjoy. It doesn't feel like work. Like, it feels like you just chilling, you know, doing what you love to do, and you just happen to be making money doing it. So when it comes to like setting up time to make art, you have to look at that time as like, I love doing this. Like, I love the process of setting up my table and chair and my easel. I love taking the fresh canvas out the plastic and putting it up. I love picking out what colors I'm finna use, you know? Like, you have to fall in love with the process and look at it differently. Don't look at it as something that's like dreading to do, or something that you may not necessarily feel like doing, or something that's going to take so long. Like, I'm always going to say you have to get into that right brain, that side of your brain that doesn't think about, you know, the technical things. You really gotta just look at it as something that's like, yeah, like I'm finally getting time to create, time to let loose, be free, you know, get into my art making mode and just sit down and do it. So yeah, change the way that you look at art making. Like, don't let it be something that's weighing you down. Don't let it be something that's constantly on your mind. It's like, ugh, I have to do this. Don't think about it, just do it. Like, don't think. The next stuff that I'm going to suggest kind of does require a little bit of thinking, but honestly, some people don't really like need all that. Some people don't really like to think about when they're gonna do something that they love to do, or that they like to do, or that they're choosing to do. You know, like, if art making is something that of any of the above that I just said, then 9 times out of 10 you don't really have to think about doing it. I draw every day and I don't even realize, like, I've been drawing every day for the past, I don't even know how long. And when I was in high school and I had first took like my first like official art class, I remember my teacher was like, yeah, y'all need to draw every day. Real artists draw every day. Keep a sketchbook by their side, draw everything. And I'm like, like I love art, don't get me wrong, but every day, yes, every day. And it becomes simple. Like, it gets, you do it, I do it now without even realizing, like, yeah, I just created so much today. Like, I'll be making TikToks about like everything I created for the week, or like, you know, what I created in a day or whatever. And then when I like look at the compilation of all the stuff, I'm like, damn, like I really did draw all day. Like, look at all this stuff I made. So sometimes you just gotta stop thinking about it. Don't think about when you're gonna make art. Just do it. Like, whenever you have free time, whenever you sitting there not doing nothing, whenever you scrolling, sometimes you gotta free your mind to be mindless. I don't care what nobody says. Like, you might think scrolling is truly a waste of time, but sometimes people need that to like literally disconnect for a minute, you know? I'm not saying you should spend hours doing it, but I'm saying sometimes you do need to just step away from reality and see what somebody else doing. But in the meantime, find inspiration in that and then start drawing. You know, like, if you do take a bus, get a little sketchbook and draw on the ride. Like, people who don't drive, oh my gosh. I wish I could have a driver. Like, as soon as I get some money, I'm gonna keep my little car or whatever. I'm gonna get, I want a Tesla. That's my dream car. I'm gonna give me a little Tesla, but I'm gonna have a driver, because driving takes up so much time in your life that you don't even realize. So like, if you don't drive, anytime you in a car just chilling, or whether it's a long distance drive or whatever, you could sketch something real quick, you know? Like, you just gotta not think about it. Like, whenever you just find yourself idle and just not working on nothing, not doing nothing, pick up something and just start drawing. For the ones who can't just like do things without thinking about it or whatever, my next suggestion is to make a creation day, or like schedule time to draw. So like, by this I mean, you know how like content makers, content creators, they will have like a content creation day. Like, they'll have a day out of the week where they just make all of their videos, like, or just, you know, what videos they want to post for that week or whatever. And then they'll be like, disclaimer, if you see me in the same clothes, I'm not dirty. It's just, you know, I was making hella videos that day. That's what it's giving. Like, sometimes as an artist, you have to do that same thing. Like, you might really like not have time at all, like dead ass. Like, as much as you try to make time or whatever the case may be, you just don't have time to draw. Like, so you just know that this one day out of the week you're not doing nothing, so this one day out of the week, that's when you're gonna get all your drawing done, you know? So sometimes you just gotta be like, okay, well, I accept the fact that I can't control that I don't have time to do this any other day of the week, but I know that today I do, so I'm gonna dedicate this whole day to that. So yeah, sometimes it does just have to fall on one day, or you might just have to schedule like certain periods of days to draw, because that's when you know that you're gonna have time to do it. You should like make some art making rituals to get you excited for the process. So by rituals, I mean just like stuff that you're gonna do every time you make art. So like maybe your thing is putting on music or putting on movies, putting on a certain show. Maybe you like to sit like in a certain area, or you know, light a certain candle, wear certain clothes, be on FaceTime with a certain person. Like it's just certain things that you might end up finding that like you do while you make art that actually makes you excited to do the art, because you get to do that thing along with it, you know? Like you make the whole thing an aesthetic, you make it a whole vibe. It's your like curated vibe for art making. Sometimes you got to do that. And really, whether you struggle making time to make art or not, you should have like art making rituals just to like get you going in a process, to keep the process smooth, copacetic, you know. Like think about it as like if it was a job. Like you know, like when you walk into a job, you got certain stuff you gotta do. Like you gotta clock in, you gotta fill out some, you gotta start setting up something, you know, like you have a process when you clock into a job. So you have a process to get things started. You know what you're finna do that's gonna get you excited to like get ready to go. Like I remember being younger, and like it might have been some new cereal my mom just got the day before that I'm like excited to eat in the morning. So I'm like, yeah, I get up, go to school, I get to try that cereal, like stuff like that, you know. Like you really just gotta start putting into play the things that get you excited about the process, to get you kick started into actually wanting to do the process, making time to do the process. And yeah, and you should really like start treating it as a career, like the same amount. Like okay, so you're going to, I know people all the time be like, oh nah, I can't do that, I got work in the morning, I'm finna go to work, I gotta go to work, I'm at work from da-da-da to da-da-da, I just put in this many hours, I'm trying to get this many hours at work, I gotta work. Like you don't think twice about the time you put in the work, right? Like you know how many hours you want to be on your check, quite literally. Like you know what time you finna put in on work, you know what you clocking in at work. So when it comes to art making, do the same thing, especially if you're trying to like do art full time. Oh yeah, like that's definitely what you need to do. That's something that I also am working on, like because I work a part-time job, I go to school, I make art, I work on my business, developing my businesses, developing my brand. So like I look back and I'm like, damn, like I could spend this amount of time at work. I need to be putting this same, if not more, amount of time into building my brand, into doing the things that come along with that, like YouTube, freelance illustration clients, but original work, trying to find galleries to, you know, work with, and art events, all that type of stuff. I need to put in the same amount of time that I do working for somebody else for me. And this is going into a whole nother conversation, but because art making is like a part of my career, part of my business, a part of my brand, it all ties together. So what I'm saying is the same amount of time that you put into things that you honestly might not even find as important as art making, but you do for like, you know, other purposes like money, you should be putting that same amount of time into art making, because it's something that is not pointless. Like if you could put your time into working for somebody else, you can most definitely put that time into doing something that's going to let your creative mind flow, free your mind in general, and just, you know, kickstart you into a better place, a better mind state. a better place as an artist, you know, especially if you're looking to pursue it as a full-time thing. So yeah, don't play yourself. Like, don't put in hours on the clock for somebody else or something else that is pointless compared to something that you truly enjoy. Start drawing with friends. Like, draw with people around you. Sometimes people can't do stuff, or like at least not even consistently, until they have somebody like kind of holding them accountable to do it with them, or like just kind of making it more fun, because sometimes people might get bored with, you know, whatever process. I was just watching Dub's video the other day, and he was talking about how like his friend like helped him lose weight or whatever, because working out was boring to him when he did it by himself. So that's the same thing like with making art. Sometimes you might get jaded with the process, like I said, or you might just feel uninspired altogether. So bringing in like another person, friend, whatever, that's going to help you like get going in the process and keep it interesting, keep it fun. Maybe y'all just like be talking throughout the whole thing, or y'all just vibing or whatever. That might be something that will help you get along in the process better. You just, sometimes you really do just need somebody on the side of you to, yeah, like I said, help you, hold you accountable to like getting something done, or just, you know, make it more fun, make it more like of a chill type thing. So yeah, don't be afraid to pull different people into your process if you feel like you don't like doing it alone. So those was all of my tips. I wish I could have did my whole video in the sun, but like I said, we gonna come up, we gonna get there. But nah, those are all of my tips for making time to make art. I hope y'all enjoyed this talk. It was a good one. I just remembered again, I was supposed to do my artist talks with the different background, but anyways, yeah, maybe next time. But I hope y'all mess with this. Y'all should like, comment, and subscribe. Only if you want to. I can't make you. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you on the next one. I'm not gonna be here for long.